Hi students, we learned the basic operations of complex numbers like addition of complex numbers, subtraction of complex numbers, multiplication of complex numbers, and how to perform the division of complex numbers. Then we learned how to find out the conjugate of a complex number and the properties of conjugate of a complex number. So the basics of the complex numbers are discussed. Now we will solve few problems based on the basics of the complex numbers. Okay, so in this one, the first question: if z is a complex number, okay, if z is a complex number, then z inverse conjugate into z conjugate. Okay, so please pause the video and try to solve the solution. If you are able to solve, check your answer, continuation the video. Okay, so he has given that z is a complex number. Now I am making the solution over here. So I am considering z is a complex number of x plus iy. Okay, then next, what is the z conjugate? The z conjugate is obtained simply by changing the sign of the imaginary part, which is nothing but x minus iy. But in the question, he is asking for Z inverse. What is Z inverse? Z inverse is nothing but multiplicative inverse of a complex number Z, which can be written as 1 by Z. We know that. How to find out the multiplicative inverse of a complex number? Simply nothing but what it is, 1 by x plus iy. So directly use the formula or rationalize with x minus iy by x minus iy. Okay, then we will get over here, it is as z conjugate, sorry, z inverse. Okay, multiplicative inverse of z as x minus iy by x plus iy into x minus iy, which is nothing but x square plus y square, which is nothing but x square plus y square. Always remember that product. Okay, so product of a plus ib into a minus ib. Okay, a plus ib into a minus ib, we will get it as a square plus b square. Okay, just apply the matrix, sorry, just apply the complex number multiplication. You will check the result as a square plus b square. So similarly, we are obtained here x plus iy into x minus iy is x square plus y square. So which is the z inverse. But in the question, he asked us z inverse conjugate. Okay, so what is the z inverse conjugate? Conjugate is obtained simply by changing the sign of the imaginary part. So that means x minus iy we are having here. Change the sign of the imaginary part. Then we'll get x plus iy by the denominator is same. X square plus y square. Okay, so which is z inverse conjugate. And the question is asked that z inverse conjugate into z conjugate. Z inverse conjugate into z conjugate. Z inverse conjugate is x plus iy by x square plus y square into, so what it is, z conjugate. Z conjugate we already written over here, x minus iy. X minus iy. Okay, just we discussed that x plus iy into x minus iy is the nothing but the resultant is x square plus y square by, and the denominator we have x square plus y square. Simply that we will get the resultant as 1. Okay, so the solution for this one is 1. Then what is, which one is the option correct? Option A is the correct one. Option A is the correct one. So this is the way of solving the first question. Okay, second question: if z is a complex number such that z square equals to conjugate of z square, then the complex number z is, he is asking the question. Okay, solution: let's consider z equals to some x plus iy, and what will get, z conjugate equals to, change the sign of the imaginary part, x minus iy, and he has given that z square equals to conjugate of z square. Okay, z square equals to conjugate of z square. So then what is z square? X plus iy whole square, and conjugate of z, x minus iy whole square. Okay, just simply expand this. A plus b whole square, that means a square plus b square, I square y square, plus I times of 2ab, that means 2xy, which is equals to a square plus I square y square minus I times of 2xy. Okay, so that means here we'll get the both the equality side, x square and I square y square, that means minus y square x square, and these two cancel out, and we'll get I times of 2xy equals to minus I times of 2xy. Then if we move this to the LHS side, then we'll get I times of 4xy equals to 0. That implies, so 0 means it can be written as 0 plus 0i. So now the two complex numbers are equal, their real and imaginary parts are equal, then the imaginary part will be 4xy equals to 0. That implies x into the product of x and y is 0. Okay, so when we'll get the condition, if x not equals to 0, then y must be 0. If y not equals to 0, x must be 0. So that means either x is, okay, x is 0 or y is 0. Okay, so if x is 0, okay, if the real part complex number z is equals to x plus iy, so if x is 0, then it is called as imaginary number. If y is 0, imaginary part is 0, then which is called as real number. So that means either z is real or imaginary, either z is real or imaginary. So that means here option C is correct. Okay, so next we will move to the next question. Third question, if z is a complex number, then z into z conjugate equals to 0 if and only if, when it will be 0. So given that z is a complex number, z is equals to x plus iy, and z conjugate equals to x minus iy. So and he has given condition as z into z conjugate equals to 0. So that implies, so what is x plus iy? Okay, x plus iy into x minus iy equals to 0. So which is nothing but x square plus y square equals to 0. Okay, x square plus y square equals to 0. When this will happen? Okay, when this will happen, so addition of two numbers will be 0 and x square, this is x is a square and y is a square. Only the possible condition, x is equals to 0 and y equals to 0. In this case only we will get x square plus y square equals to 0. So that means if x and y are 0, then what the complex number will become? 0 plus I times of 0, which is nothing but 0. The complex number will be 0. So that means the option A is correct. Okay. So fourth question, the number of solutions of the equation z square plus z conjugate equals to 0. How many number of solution this equation is having? So consider z equals to x plus iy, then z conjugate we will get it as x minus iy. So then what will get? Z square plus conjugate of z equals to 0. So this is the condition he has given. So if we perform the square on x plus iy, we know that we will get it as x square minus y square plus I times of 2xy, and the z conjugate is x minus iy equals to 0. Okay, separate the real and imaginary parts. Then what will get? X square minus y square, what is real part is plus x, which is the real part, and the imaginary part is plus I times of 2xy minus y equals to 0. Remember that always in complex numbers try to separate the real and imaginary parts. Do not take x and y as a common. Just try to separate the real and imaginary parts. So which is equals to 0 means which is also be equals to 0 into 0i. Okay, so the two complex numbers are equal only if and only if their real parts are equal. That means x square minus y square plus x is equals to 0, and another condition 2xy minus y equals to 0. Okay, so I'm taking y as a common here, which is equals to 2x minus 1 equals to 0. The only condition either y is equals to 0 or 2x minus 1 equals to 0. So then we'll get x is equals to 1 by 2, and we are getting some y is equals to 0 and x is equals to 1 by 2. If y equals to 0, what happens to this condition? So what we'll get over here, x square minus y square plus x equals to 0. Then we are making it as y is equals to 0. Then what happens, x square plus x equals to 0. Then take x as a common, then we'll get x plus 1 equals to 0. That implies either x is equals to 0 or x is equals to minus 1. Okay, x is equals to 0 or x is equals to minus 1. So that means what the complex number will become, x plus iy, we are having the complex number. Then z equals to, y is fixed 0, that means I times of 0. Then we are getting, if y is equals to 0, we are getting one condition as x is equals to 0, and another condition minus 1 plus I times of 0. Okay, minus 1 plus I times of 0. That means here if y is equals to 0, we are obtaining the two solutions of z. Okay, now if x is equals to 1 by 2, then what we'll get, x square minus y square plus x equals to 0. So that implies 1 by 2. Then we'll get 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2 equals to y square. That implies y square equals to, just if we solve this, we'll get it as 3 by 4. Okay, y square equals to 3 by 4. That implies, and what we'll get, y equals to plus or minus root 3 by 2. Okay, y is equals to plus or minus root 3 by 2. So then what the complex number will become, x plus iy, okay, which is our required solution. Then what the value of z, x is equals to 1 by 2 is fixed, plus I into y is plus root 3 by 2, and another case plus I into minus root 3 by 2. Okay, so that means, and here we are having another two solutions, third and fourth. Then the total number of solutions of x, okay, the total number of solutions of x as 4. Okay, total number of solutions of x as 4. So now fifth, moving for the fifth question. For the complex number, here is given z. Okay, given that z is a complex number, one from z plus z conjugate and another from z into z conjugate. Okay, then the resultant of these two is asking the question either real or imaginary. What about the resultant? So given that z is a complex number, let I am considering x plus iy, and then what we can write it as z conjugate equals to x minus iy. So now what is z plus z conjugate? Okay, if we add these two, we will get 2 into x, where x is a real number, which is nothing but real. Z plus z conjugate is a real. Then what is z into z conjugate? Simply nothing but x plus iy into x minus iy. Okay, so the resultant is nothing but x square plus y square. Okay, which is nothing but x is a real number and y is a real number, and square we will get it as again the real. Okay, so z plus z conjugate is a real and z into z conjugate is also real. Then what is the required answer? Both are real numbers. Okay, z plus z conjugate and z into z conjugate, both are real numbers. Okay, Now the next question, if z minus I by z plus I, where z not equals to minus I, that means if z is equals to I, the denominator is 0, infinite does not exist. That's why he has given the condition z not equals to minus I is purely imaginary. Okay, so that means the real part is 0, only the imaginary part is present. Then what is the resultant of z into z conjugate? Okay, so that means x plus iy into x minus iy he is asking. Okay, so first the question he has given it as z minus I by z plus I. Okay, so let's consider z is equals to x plus iy. Okay, then its conjugate as x minus iy. Okay, so then what is our result? Must be z into z conjugate. So then what is z into z conjugate? We will get it as x square plus y square. Okay, so this is the condition we need to obtain from the given condition z minus I by z plus I. So now I am substituting z minus z is equals to x plus iy minus I by z is equals to x plus iy plus I. Okay, if I separate the real and imaginary parts, then I can write it as x plus iota times of 1 minus, so y minus 1 by x plus iota times of y plus 1. Okay, it is like a complex number division. Simply rationalize with the conjugate of the denominator. What it is, x minus I into y plus 1 by x minus I into y plus 1. Okay, x minus I into y plus 1. Okay, if we simplify this, what will get? X into x, x square minus iota times of x multiplied over here with the imaginary part, which is equals to iota times of xy plus x, plus now this imaginary part is multiplied with the x and will get I into xy minus x, and these two imaginary part I am plus into minus minus I square into y plus 1 into y minus 1. Simply we can write as y a square minus b square as y square minus 1, and in the denominator a plus ib a minus ib is nothing but a square plus b square, so x square plus y plus 1 whole square. Okay, so he has given. Okay, now try to simplify this. What we'll get over here, x square minus iota times of xy, so minus iota times of x plus iota times of xy minus iota times of x, and I square is minus, minus into minus plus, then we can write this as y square minus 1 by x square plus y plus 1 whole square. Okay, x square plus y plus 1 whole square. Okay, so which is equals to, then this total resultant is z minus I by z plus I, we are simplifying, and plus iota xy plus minus iota xy will cancel out. Then if we write this is as x square, real parts, x square plus y square minus 1 is the real part, plus what it is, iota times of minus ix minus ix, which is nothing but minus 2x by x square plus y plus 1 whole square, which is equals to, in the question, z minus I by z plus I is an imaginary, so that means real part is 0 plus imaginary part will have present, that means some I into 1 I am considering. Okay, so in this one, if we separate this as real and imaginary parts, x square plus y square minus 1 by x square plus y plus 1 whole square plus iota times of minus 2x by x square plus y plus 1 whole square equals to 0 plus I. So if this number is an imaginary, the real part equals to 0. Okay, real part equals to 0. If the real part is 0, then what it will become? X square plus y square minus 1 by something equals to 0. Simply we can write as x square plus y square minus 1 equals to 0. From this one we can obtain it is as x square plus y square equals to 1. Okay, so what is x square plus y square? So we find out this as z into z conjugate. Okay, x square plus y square equals to 1 as z into z conjugate. So the resultant of z into z conjugate as 1. Okay, the resultant of z into z conjugate as 1. So then what is the solution? So z into z conjugate, the option B is the correct one. Okay, thank you. So moving to the next question. If the conjugate of x plus iy into 1 minus 2i, okay, the conjugate of x plus iy into 1 minus 2i be 1 plus i, then which of the following is correct? Okay, he has given that x plus iy into 1 minus 2i, this conjugate of this one is equals to 1 plus I. So this is the question he has given, and we discuss the properties of conjugate as z1 into z2 conjugate can be written as z1 conjugate into z2 conjugate. So that means now this resultant can be written as x plus iy conjugate into 1 minus 2i conjugate equals to 1 plus I. Okay, so what is the x plus iy conjugate? Change the sign of the imaginary part, then you will get x minus iy. And what is this conjugate? 1 plus 2i equals to 1 plus I by 1 plus 2, sorry, 1 plus I only. Okay, we obtain here it is as 1 plus I. Okay, we obtain here it is 1 plus I. So from this one, what the x minus iy can be written as? X minus iy can be written as 1 plus I by 1 plus 2i. Will this be in the result? X minus iy here is written as 1 minus I by 1 plus 2i, but it is not in the result. So then find out again the conjugate of this one. Okay, find out the conjugate of this one. So what will get conjugate of this one resultant as x minus iy conjugate, so which is equals to x plus, so I'm again writing it as, so x minus iy conjugate, I'm again finding the conjugate as 1 plus I by 1 plus 2i whole conjugate. Okay, and again we have the property. What is the property? Z1 by Z2 whole conjugate equals to Z1 conjugate by Z2 conjugate. So this is the property we learn from the conjugate of a complex number. So finally we write it here, it is as x minus iy conjugate is x plus iy, and first Z1 conjugate 1 plus I conjugate as 1 minus I, and the z2 conjugate denominator 1 plus 2i conjugate is 1 minus 2i. Okay, 1 minus 2i. So now which is the third option? Okay, which is the third option? X plus iy equals to 1 minus I by 1 minus 2i. Okay, so this is the way of using the properties of the conjugate of a complex number. Question number 8. If 1 plus I by 1 minus I whole power n equals to 1, then the least integral value of n is. Okay, so what is given? 1 plus I by 1 minus I whole power n. Okay, for what value of n? The resultant be 1. Okay, which is in the form of z1 by z2 and rationalize with 1 plus I. Why? Because denominator is having 1 minus I. The conjugate is 1 plus I by 1 plus I. Okay, whole power n. And we can write this as 1 plus I. Okay, 1 plus I whole square by, and 1 plus I into 1 minus I. So a square plus b square. Okay, b is nothing but 1. Okay, a square plus b square whole power n. Okay, now which is equals to, always remember that 1 minus I into 1 plus I, which is in the form of a minus ib into a plus ib, z into z conjugate equals to a square plus b square. Here a is equals to 1, b is equals to 1. Okay, then we will get it as 2 itself. Now a plus b whole square. Now for the denominator apply a plus b whole square. A square plus b square I square. Okay, plus b square plus 2 into ab. A is 1, b is I, by 2 whole power n. Okay, then which is equals to, so 1 I square is minus 1 plus 2i by 2 whole power n, and which is equals to 1 minus 1 cancelled out and 2i by 2, then we will get it as simply as I, then we will get it as I power n. So the general summarization, so what it is, we are simplifying 1 plus I whole power n by 1 minus I into I power n. The resultant of this is I, then I power n equals to 1. He has given this is the required condition. What is the least possible integral? So if the option A is considered 2, okay, if option A is considered 2, then I square equals to minus 1. So I square equals to minus 1. So it is not equals to 1. Option A is not satisfied. Then option B, if I power 4, okay, which is equals to 1, which is satisfying. And option C, I power 8. I power 8 is also 1. But the least integral is 4. Okay, the least integral is 4. So for this one, what is the solution? Simply it is nothing but the 4 is the answer. Okay, now moving to the question number 9. So it is like the similar problem like what it is, problem number above problem number 8. What is given? 1 plus I by 1 minus I whole square plus 1 minus I by 1 plus I whole square. Okay, so already we find it 1 plus I by 1 minus I in the above problem itself. 1 plus I by 1 minus I, we are obtained the result as I. Okay, we are obtained the result as I. So I square we are getting. Okay, now find out the result of 1 minus I by 1 plus I. Then how to find out the result of, just I am simply summarizing over here. 1, what will get? 1 minus I whole square by 2 I will get 1 plus so what is the result? 1 minus I by 1 plus I. If I rationalize, then the resultant I will get it is as 1 minus I whole square by 2. Okay, what is 1 minus I whole square? A square minus a square plus b square I square, it is minus 1 minus 2ab minus 2i by 2. Simply that means we will get the result as minus I. Okay, so the resultant, verify this with the neat step-by-step procedures. I am directly writing this resultant as minus I. So 1 plus I by 1 minus I, always the resultant as plus I. 1 minus I by 1 plus I, the resultant as minus I. Then I square equals to minus 1 and minus 1 square is plus 1 and again I square. Okay, minus 1, which is equals to minus 1 minus 1 minus 2. The resultant is minus 2 is the resultant. Okay, now the problem number 10 and the last one. I think we solved like this type of problem. What is given? Summation n is equals to 1 to 200 I power n. Okay, if we expand this, what will get? N is equals to 1 means I, then n is equals to 2 means I square and I cube and so on, finally I power 200. Okay, here the first term we are getting it is as I, and every term is multiplied by I, then the common ratio is also I, and which is in a geometric progression of finite series. Okay, geometric progression of a finite series. Then what is the sum of all the numbers? Sum of the geometric progressions of n numbers, which is equals to a into 1 minus r power n by 1 minus r. Okay, so here a is nothing but I by 1 minus I power n. What is the n value? 200 over here. Okay, n value is 200 by 1 minus I. Okay, so what is I power 200? I power 200. So which is nothing but I power 4 power 50. So I power 4 is 1, 1 power 50. So I power 4 is 1, 1 power 50 is simply 1. And we will get it as I times of 1 minus 1 by 1 minus I. So whereas 1 minus 1 equals to 0, then the given summation resultant is 0. Okay, so this is the way of solving the problems in competitive examination. So the option C is correct. So I'm giving you one question as assignment regarding the powers of an iota. Try to solve this question and what is post your answers in group. Okay, thank you students. I hope this lecture will help you to find out the problems of the basics of the complex numbers.